What we observed yesterday was two rafts being set up for seaweed farming, which is a project we're piloting here at Turnev in partnership with the Nature Conservancy and the Belize Fisheries Department, and most important, as you mentioned, with the fishers. This project that TASA have engaged in is trying to see how best we could look at alternative income sources for the fishers themselves. One, so that we could minimize the fishing pressure within the key commercial species in Turnev, which is conchs and lobster and finfish also. So with this project, we hope that we could be able to involve as much fishers as possible. But at this stage of this seaweed farming project for Turnev, we are looking at 4 fishing camps. But it's not just 4 individual fishers. It's a group of fishers that fish within that camp. We're looking at an average 3 to 4 fishers per camp, so it's around 12. In total, 12 fishers we're looking at, more or less, for the Turnev Atoll Marine Reserve. What we know as TASA and as a partner involved in the project, it does take time. You have to look at the design of the raft. Also, you have to look at the selection of the seed bank. I mean, these seed banks that we have here, those are coming from Placencia. And from what we heard, even those seeds that are at Placencia came from somewhere else. So all of that have to be taken into consideration, that you have to select the proper seedlings so that you could have, at the end of the day, better quality and better biomass for the production of the byproducts of what we call seaweed byproducts afterwards. But like I said, selection of the seeds, the designs of the raft, also you have to take into consideration the environmental conditions, if there is a proper current flow, the proper nutrients within the water or the seabeds where that's being set. And also you would be monitoring those conditions throughout the project implementation. For Turnev, we look at using the fishing camps, because definitely you need to have close monitoring of those rafts after you set them up. We need to minimize as much as we can in terms, one, but the level of people being able to vandalize or interfere with the project. So you have to look at the rafts that are acceptable, like a navigational area. So those are things that you need to consider when it comes to the seaweed farming at Turnev.
What has been the reaction of the fishers to this idea? Because what you're basically telling them is to kind of put aside the easier money, the lobster, conch, and fish, and look at something which is just in the trial phase.
Some fishers, like you said, putting aside fishing, some of them might see it that way, but some of them see it as a way of additional source of income. Like all of us are aware at this moment, there's a lot of fishing pressure within the 2 key commercial species, conchs and lobsters. And definitely throughout the year, there is what we call slow season. Fishers refer to them as slow season. So we're targeting those specific time of the year whereby the fishers could do something else and not really increase or continue adding to that fishing pressure. But whenever they feel like if they would do a fishing trip or schedule a fishing trip that they will not be able to make as much return on that investment, they have something else to do. And then we hope that, as you rightly said, we hope that it could be, at the end of the day, we could get as much fishers' interest and time dedicated to something else and minimize the fishing pressure on those other species.